Hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we are talking with the lovely Ammoye for a round two interview. How are you doing?
I'm goody goody. How are you doing, Tom?
Pretty good. This is the end of my day actually, so it's nice to get to sit down and chat with you and see what you've been up to.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
So, like before, we're here to talk about you, about your music, but we do have new listeners all the time. So, if you could give a little intro about yourself.
Mm. So my name is Ammoye, aka the Lightworker Soul Rebel, originally from Jamaica and now proud Canadian. I love to say I love Canada and I love the fact that I get the opportunity to do what I love here. And I do reggae music, reggae fusion. I grew up in the church back home, and so my base is you know, inspirational music, gospel music, if you will. But reggae was the mainstay in Jamaica. So I fell in love with it from influences like Bob Marley. And when I came here, I wanted to pursue my music like he did, and I did, and the rest is history.
hmm So, last time we talked, you had a Juno nomination for Water, and again, we're talking today again about another Juno nomination. How exciting has that been?
It's exciting. I mean, every time this is my seventh Juno nomination.
Hmm
And I tell you, Tom, it still doesn't get old. I'm still excited and just grateful that I'm being acknowledged and I get to um, be recognized for the work that I'm doing. It just
hmm
gives me encouragement, and it's a boost to keep on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every time you get a Juno nomination, it means you're walking in the right direction. So
Exactly,
you're
exactly.
on that track for sure.
I'm on my path.
So this one is for your release of Stir This Thing, I believe is what I have written down.
Stir this thing. Stir this thing is collaboration with myself and Turbulence, who's he's a well-known reggae artist in Jamaica, worldwide, and the song is about, well, it's speaking to any relationship that might be stagnant or dormant for a while,
Mhm.
and this an encouragement or a nudge to stir it up, mix it up, so that things can get back into the flow, and feel alive again, and bring fulfillment and harmony again.
I
Hmm.
think most people probably go through that at least once or twice in their lives.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
So was your process for putting together this track different from previous tracks?
Well, it's my first collaboration with a major male artist, especially in reggae. This is
Mhm.
my first collaboration with a mainstream artist, if you will. And the song is an ode to. I was telling you earlier that Bob Marley is one of my biggest influences,
Mhm.
and ode to a subtle ode to stir it up. Bob Marley's "Stir It Up" song.
Mhm. Yeah.
The album is the first single from my album, The Shift.
Okay.
Yes, and the album will be coming out in September, fall September this year. And it's the shift is about shifting from that old version into the new version of myself. And Stir It Up is talking about it's within the concept of stirring things up, moving from dead what would I say, like old energy into the new
Mhm.
of things.
So that actually kind of leads directly into my next point is how do you think your music has evolved? Last time we talked was 2021, but if we go back to let's say 2015, Enter the Warrioress, and
Mm.
now, how have you evolved in music?
Oh my, well, so much more. I've grown so much more. I'm constantly shifting and evolving and learning, and I'm staying a lot. I'm a lot more open than I was too back then. Totally open.
Mhm.
2012 was a catalytic year for me spiritually. I went through a major spiritual awakening. Most people who know and follow my journey know about what happened that year. I lost my voice, and for that whole year, and couldn't sing, I couldn't speak. I was put on voice rest for a year. I used to smoke a lot of Bob Marley with
Mhm.
cannabis, and up until that point, I just wanted to let it go, and it was I found it to be a challenge to I was addicted to that crutch of
Yeah.
numbing myself from feeling and expressing and really going deep within myself. And that was like a crutch to stay surface, you know? And so I wanted to let that go, and it was a difficult thing for me to do because I was doing it for a while. And so I asked my spirit guides to help me with that. And I think this manifestation of losing my voice for that year, recognizing when I went to see what was going on within my vocal cords, that I had nodes on it and the smoking was affecting my instrument.
Yes.
This was my livelihood. This is my passion. This is my vocation. This is what my life's purpose is to. I know this. I know this is my calling. So when my instrument was threatened, that was my my guidance, or that that guidance to tell me that this is definitely something that I really need to let go. And so
Hmm.
that was enough inspiration for me to let that smoking go. And I went within. I was forced to go within myself and connect more deeply and intimately with my higher self, God, source, divine. And I wrote the light. The light is my introduction or reintroduction to spirit, God, source, on an intimate level. And then I wanted to share that with the world. So I released that album in 2017. My voice came back stronger than ever and better than ever. And my relationship with myself and how I saw myself in this world and my purpose in this world and everything around me changed. My music, the writing changed. And I released The Light in 2017. Then Water came out in 2021, which I wrote during the quarantine lockdown. And that was significant to uh, expressing where I was at that point, and that was my rebirth
Hmm.
after discovering the light within me. And then now the shift is telling you and introducing the audience to this new version since all of that experience. This new version of me.
And it's a nice story throughout your career and your albums that way.
Ah, thank you, thank you.
Hmm. So you talk about a lot of your growth and everything, but what is the one thing that you were surprised music helped your personal life grow the most?
Well, music is such. It's been one of the most consistent tool to help me in my development and my growth because I take it so, I don't want to say seriously, but it's so important, the work that I do in music. For me, I call myself a light worker, especially after discovering and having this intimate relationship with my spirit guides. And I recognize why music is, I was given this gift of music. And it is for me to use as a tool for healing and helping my listeners and myself to go within and clean up the bad habits and things that no longer serve me and others, so that we can clear our pathway and get on with what we came here to do.
Hmm.
Music has done that for me, and it's very important for me to make music and create music intentionally that is doing that, that is healing, it's inspiring for people, it's motivating, it's activating. And really what I'm saying is activate people to go out there and do the work within themselves and then get on with what they came here to do. So for me, music is it's everything. It's a great teacher. It's my biggest teacher. It's one of my biggest teachers
Hmm.
because I wanna live what I'm putting out there. I don't want to just do it just to say I have a microphone and I'm doing music. I want it to be authentic, and I want it to be sincere and genuine. So the music allows me to do the work within myself so that I can be authentic in expressing that through the music and the work that I'm doing.
So do you think your authenticity in your music is what's helping you stand out kind of above others?
Absolutely. I feel so. I feel so because what you see is what you get.
Hmm.
Talk about exactly what I'm going through when I'm going through it, and the music gives me. It's very cathartic for me. It's very therapeutic, and it gives me this channel of to express everything that I'm experiencing on my journey.
So do you like to write your own personal experiences for the most part in your music, or do you try to, bring some stuff from outside that you see also?
All of the above. I write about what I'm experiencing and going through, and what I'm seeing and witnessing within myself and outside of myself, what I'm seeing happening within our world, and also what I'm hearing and witnessing and people that are close to me and even not close to me that I see happening, I write about it. I write about everything. And my music is that for me. This is my way of getting things out.
Hmm. Now, what are some of the harder parts about trying to get put so much of yourself into your music? Is it difficult to be that vulnerable?
It used to be. Now, though, I understand why it's necessary for me to do that, so that others can feel and understand and relate to anything that I've gone through, that they're probably going through, and then realize if I can overcome these things, they can too.
Hmm.
So I don't take myself too seriously. I recognize that we're all connected. We are all connected. And so whatever I'm experiencing, somebody else might be going through that. And it's my duty and responsibility with this platform to share my experiences and how I've dealt with them and how I've overcome these situations.
And I think you use your platform really well for that with your music. I've known you for a while now, and I've gone through some of your music, and I've seen how you express yourself, and I think it's doing wonders for a lot of people.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, what do you do outside of music to stay grounded?
Oh well, I love nature. I'm a tomboy at heart. Growing up in Jamaica,
Mm, yeah.
I was raised by my grandparents and my grandmother and my grandfather, and they had a huge backland. They called it. You guys would probably call it how probably the backyard is the most familiar thing, but it's more like a backland is what they call it. And it had all the fruit trees and the animals, the goats, the cows, the pigs, the chickens, the dogs, everything was back there, and all the fruit trees and vegetable trees and everything. And I was a tree climber, and I'm a tree hugger, and I've always been that way. I would love to climb up in the mango trees and sit up in the mango trees and pick my mangoes and eat it fresh right off the tree. And
Mhm.
so here in Canada, the closest thing for me in doing that is going out into nature, going up north by the lake. I love the water.
Yeah.
And being by the water and out in nature grounds me and allows me to connect with Mother Gaia and my spirit guides. I get a lot of my guidance when I'm out in nature and away from the hustle bustle of the city. So I tend to, I take it very it's very important for me to balance things out. So I make time for those times so that I can be still to
Mhm.
really myself in spirit.
And I think that's very important for something for anyone really is to try to balance because, like you
Yeah,
said, there's a lot of things going on in the city and
exactly.
there's a lot of distractions. So
Yeah.
keeping your mental health at check is really good.
Very important, my mental health, and that's how I make sure that I take care. Self care is very important for me, and
Hmm.
that's the tools that I use is being out in nature, being by the water. The water is one of my best friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for self-care, a lot of people have their own ways. Like I'm still trying to figure out how I do my self-care. I don't take a lot of time off. I'm usually sitting in front of this computer 10 hours a day and
Tom, you gotta change that up, man. You gotta change that
well,
up.
so I have a 1.5-year-old daughter now, so she definitely takes me away from the computer and keeps
Good for
keeps me
good.
busy. So
Yes.
that's my real self-care for myself
There
is
you
being
go.
able
There
to
you
sit
go.
with her.
There you go. That's a good tool for you to have is your daughter assisting you in taking time to get away from the technology and all of that matrix and get with it,
I wouldn't
connecting.
even say it's assisting. She forces me. If I don't want to, there's yesterday she was sitting knocking on my door in my office for about 20 minutes until I answered it.
I love it. I love it. I love that. Yeah,
She definitely makes life a bit different and it's definitely fun.
I bet. I bet.
So we're coming into summertime and festival season starting to spring up. Is there any fun things coming up for you for the summer?
Yes, a lot of good things coming up for the summer. I am first off, I just came back from Kansas. Doing we did the Kansas City. We did the Folk Alliance
Okay.
festival buyers and so forth. And my agents, I have two agents. One, you will love it live, that books for Canada and the States, and then I also have Passa Music that books for Quebec
Okay.
City. And so they have me busy throughout the summer. I know that we'll be at um, Victoria Ska Festival. We'll be all over. Kingsville, Ontario. We're doing that as well. But there's so many shows coming up, and people can stay connected with where I'm gonna be on my website at www.amoy.com, or I'm most active is on Instagram at
Okay.
Amoy's Music, Ammoyes Music, and I post everything there on my Instagram and Facebook.
Well, I'll definitely make sure when we put this up, we'll make sure to link those so people can see them easy. Now, couple fun questions. I do this with every interview, and I think, I tried to pick some good ones out for you this time.
All right, all right.
First one is, who plays you in the movie of your life?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's a huge question. Let me think about that for a quick second. Who
Hmm.
plays me in my life story? Wow.
It really makes you have to be introspective and think about
Yeah,
who would suit you the best.
yeah, who would suit me the best? My goodness. Ah, I would probably think somebody like, even though I mean, hmm, that's a good question. Let me think. Now that's even because I like a lot of the older actors and actresses, but somebody that's in new in the game right now would probably be, because she's so cute. Maybe Haley.
Okay.
Maybe because I'm thinking about, by the time that my story would want to be told, who would be acting and still, she's the most, and I like the fact that she also sings
Hmm.
as well. She's an artist as well, and from her, the energy that I get from her, she's very. I feel that I sense that she's very grounded,
Yeah, very good energy about her.
very good energy. So
Hmm.
that's the only person I can think of that is coming to mind, that I can relate to that energy, to her energy, and I feel that would be
Hmm.
in the synergy would be appropriate. I think she would probably be the person I can think.
Watch when we finish this, and in 20 minutes after this, you're gonna think of someone else. And go, oh,
I know, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, that always happens. I know,
mhm.
I know. But for now, she would be appropriate, I would think.
Yeah. What's your favorite food when you're out on the road that you try to have everywhere you go?
Oh, food. Well, coconut water. I know it's not a food, but it's a drink. Coconut water is a must for me. I love coconut water. I love alkaline water.
Hmm.
Any alkaline water. Food. I love fruits. I
Okay.
could be vegetarian. I told you about mango trees before. Mango and watermelon, I know, typical for a black person to love watermelon, but yes, I love me some watermelon. So fruits for me is a must. I love to have fruits around me. So mangoes, watermelon, berries, all
Hmm.
berries. I love papaya if I can get it when it's available. Love papaya. And so yeah, any and pineapples. Yes, yes, yes. So any kind of pineapple, and any fruit really, I should say, would be a must for me.
I always
One of-
try to have like dried mangoes around just so I can have it as a snack because it's such a good, just a perfect tasting fruit, really.
Yes, yes, I agree. I love mangoes. It's
Mhm.
my favorite fruit. Hmm.
I think my daughter's is pineapple right now. She had we gave her a roasted pineapple on in one of her and she went insane for it.
I bet I've been eating a lot of pineapples now because that's what I've been seeing the most. That's available. That is not. I don't feel that is processed or masked. Well, I try to buy organic.
Hmm.
Organic. Mm.
Yeah, and it's nice because fruit, she likes every fruit she touches. She's not had an issue, so I'm loving the fact that she has
Yes,
all that.
right,
Plus, it means I get to eat more fruit too.
exactly. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong.
Hmm. So this is gonna be a fun question, probably a little bit of a harder one.
Okay.
If you were to introduce your music to someone new for the very first time, what's the first track they have to listen to?
The light.
The Light?
The light. Yeah.
Okay. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. A lot of people have a lot hard time picking. It's like picking their favorite child out.
Right, I know. The light though. The light, because the light is it bookmarks that point in my life when I became awakened. I,
Hmm.
and it tells my listeners about who I am, and what I stand for, and where I'm going.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your story, that's what kind of how you should start off, then that's a perfect one for people.
That's the one. That and Soul Rebel. Hmm.
Oh, really? Yeah. Now, do
Yes.
you have like you've been out performing and that, do you have a fan interaction moment that maybe someone's come up to you or someone sent you a message and that said your song did something special for them, like something that stood out for you?
Oh yes, I've had a few of those. A few of those. Exactly what you're saying. Exactly that. That they've reached out to me and said to me that their music helped them get through certain situations, and that it's healing for them, which is the intent for me and the music that I want to make, that I'm making and creating. And so I've had several people say those things to me.
Hmm.
Just gives me validation in what I'm doing, and allows me to stay the course, because it's the music is doing, and I am doing what I'm set out to do. So yeah, I've had several people come up to me and also send me messages on my socials about exactly that.
And it's nice to have that validation because the music industry is not easy. It's hard to navigate sometimes.
Exactly. And even artists, even fellow artists, I've come even just recently too, when I was in Kansas City, performing for doing the showcases for Folk Alliance, and several artists, because it's mostly artists that you find at these conferences,
Hmm.
showcases as well. And they several of them came up to me afterwards. We were walking, it's happening in a hotel room, and it's an amazing and incredible concept of having all these artists in one place in this old hotel, and all the hotel rooms are transformed into performance rooms, and so there's artists and music everywhere,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful situation. And they would come up to me and say, oh my god, you were the music that your music touched me. As an getting that from another artist is very special.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there right now that you're listening to that you think more people should be listening to?
I love Chet Baker.
Okay.
You see, I love the old music, the older stuff. It just, I don't know. There's just something about how they were making music back then. It's just, it connects. It's where it's supposed to hit. It's not surface. It's very true and raw. And Chet Baker has been since 2020 a mainstay for me. He's like, I fell in love with him in 2020. I learned more about him in 2020, and he's just been. And I also like Fia,
Okay.
Iceland, FIA,
Mhm.
Fia.
Yeah, I've heard the name. I haven't listened to much, but I've heard the name.
Fia, she's from Iceland. She is incredible at the music, with the music, and just the energy that she carries. She's an old soul too as well. And so, but I love Chet Baker, and how even though he plays his instrument, but when he sings too, he can you the masculine and feminine energy through him is quite, because when I first heard him too, I thought it was a I didn't see him, I just heard the voice and I thought it was a female.
Mm.
And yeah, he's just brilliant in how he evokes this authentic, I don't know, like he does something for me. And he's one of my favorites right now, and I'm still listening to him since 2020. Him and Fia.
I'm definitely gonna add some of those to my playlist too.
Chet Baker, please, yes. The Keep News collection, my favorite.
Okay. Oh, I'm writing that down right now.
Keep News collection, that album, oh my word. And it's mostly instrumental, and it's just sometimes you don't need words, because the words come through the energy of the rhythms and the sounds, and that trumpet that he plays. Oh my gosh, man, it's just beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Yeah, I love instrumental music. Like I'm a big fan of classical composers and things like that. So I can just have that on in the background and just have a nice, calm, smooth day. And like John Williams, when he composes all the themes from like the movies,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy the feeling that he puts into stuff like that.
There you go. That's so you can relate. So when I listen to Chet, it just I don't need I the words that are necessary for me just come. It's an emotion. It's a
Mhm.
feeling, and it just calms me. It just calms me down, and then inspires me. Inspires me. So because I'll listen to Chet and then I'll go right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorites, I have a like a classical cello playlist that I can put on when I want to just relax and just it's this nice, calm, kind of a deeper music. So it's nice.
Yes. 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 It evokes creativity. I like that.
Mhm. So I got two more points before we end off, and these are probably two of the most important. First
Okay.
one is what motivates you to keep going? I know we've talked about your duty to you, to, listeners and that, but internally, is there something else that's just for you?
Because it gives what motivates me is knowing that I have this gift that I need to share. This responsibility of this life that I have is not by accident or accident or coincidence. So that drives me in staying alive, healthy, and well to finish my mission, to do my mission, and just to help people, especially nowadays and after 2020 when just things have just become so chaotic. If you're paying attention to it, it can really life nowadays can really drag you down. You can feel lonely. You can feel like, why am I here? The sense of why am I here? You know what I mean? Things are just, if you follow what's going on around the world, you can feel like things are just not changing, but things are changing. I feel like a lot of the things that are happening are coming up so that they can be seen,
Hmm.
acknowledged, so that things can start to heal and be worked on within ourselves and collectively and planetary. And so what drives me to stay motivated and inspired is my part in all of this. And that is just to help people remember who they are through the music, through my life, through what I do, is to just be an example that regardless of the situations that are happening in and around you, as long as you stay centered and you stay true to yourself and you take care of yourself, everything else will fall into place. And I just want to be an example and a reminder of that. So this is what allows me to stay motivated and inspired to keep going so that I can be that light for everyone else that is feeling like they're trapped in the darkness. And
Hmm.
it's really not true.
Yeah,
So
and I think everyone needs that light a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, last question. Most important one. Are you happy?
I'm very happy now.
Hmm.
Now I'm very happy because I know now who I am and I know what my purpose is. I know what my place is in this world. It's not something that I'm trying to chase anymore. I'm just in this place of being, and I do not look for validation outside of myself anymore. I know that everything that I'm looking for and searching for is within myself. As long as I stay connected to my higher self, to source, divine creator, love, what God, whatever you call it, as long as I stay true to that inner voice, my intuition, because that is where that's coming from.
Hmm.
And I make time to take care of self, then everything else is good. So that makes me and keeps me grounded and keeps me whole and keeps me happy because it's my choice. It's my choice and decision how I'm going to show up each and every day in each and every moment. And if I choose to listen to the outer noise and get swayed by that, then I am being led by outer influences. But if I stay true to me, then I'm always sound. Even if I step off course for a little bit, I'm able to bring myself right back into center
Yep.
and going again, as long as I stay true to my inner voice and self.
And I think that's a perfect point for everyone to leave off on. Stay true to yourself for sure. So that's all the stuff I have written down here. Is there any final words of wisdom you'd like to leave to people?
Oh my goodness, final words of wisdom, like we were talking about it just now, is just really is to make quality time for self-care. Spend time with the people you love that keeps your vibration and your frequency high. Anything that's keeping you down and dragged down and in a low vibration and state, put it to the side.
Hmm.
Put it to the side. And that starts within you. You have to work on yourself. You have to fall in love with you so that you can trust who you are and trust what's coming outside of you. When you start doing that, everything else, like I said, will fall into place and come into alignment. And I'm excited for the Junos and yeah, I mean it's my seventh Juno nomination, and coming from a place where I came from in Jamaica to this point, I would love to just say never give up on yourself because you just never know what's coming around the corner. Because a lot of times I thought I didn't think it was going to work out, you know. But
Yep.
I stayed true. I stayed true. I had that inner voice telling me to stay true. Be patient. Be patient. Keep putting one foot before the other. Brush yourself off and keep going, and trust that it will all work out. And it's working out. It's working out. So stay true to what you believe that you're meant to be doing in this world. And if you don't know what that is, take time for stillness, go out into nature, listen, make time to, connect with nature and, you know, that higher realm, if you will, and fine tune all of that. And it will guide you into where you need to go and where you need to be.
That's a perfect way to do it.
Mhm.
Well, it was delightful getting to catch up with you. I'm glad I got to do this again, and we know you're going to win the Juno. You have to this time because we're putting it into existence
Yes, I love it. Put it out into the universe and let it
into
come.
the world. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree. I agree. I agree. It's about time. God dang it.
Mhm. So
God
I'm
dang
looking forward to new album. I'm looking forward to seeing potentially get to see you out somewhere this summer, and I hope
Yes,
we get to
I
do
would
this
love to
again.
see you in person. Yes, and your daughter. Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I want to get her out to some music this year. She loves everything. She dances to everything now, so I want to get her out to see some stuff.
Nice. You should.
Mhm. I will
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Okay, well, you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will sign off, and we'll talk again.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom. Always
Yep.
a pleasure.
Yeah, have a good one.
Enough love. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.